everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
I never left a hair salon feeling like shit. Never ever left a hair salon feeling like this or looking like this. So I go to this hair salon. I book a hair salon appointment for 2 p.m. I get there at 1:50. This is what I booked. I booked a sew-in takedown, which came with a wash and a blow dry. And I also did an add-on to trim my ends. Mind you, I desperately needed to remove my sew-in. As I'm walking by the salon suite, mind you, she is the salon suite owner. I'm seeing someone in there in the chair. Looks like she's about to get her track sewed on. And I'm like, there's no way that's her. So I knock on the door, and she comes out of that suite, and she opens the door. She's like, I'll be right with you. So me in my head, I'm like, it's almost 2 o'clock. So I'm like, all right, let me just sit down. Maybe she's running late. Maybe she'll come out and say, you know, whatever. So I sit there, and it's like, okay, 2:10, 2:15, 2:30, still nothing. She's not saying anything. I'm hungry. So then I knock on the door, and I said, hey, I'm going to grab something to eat, and I'll be back. And the reason I didn't leave was because I had nothing else to do. So I'm like, okay, maybe she's just running behind, whatever. Let me go get some food. I come back, and maybe she'll be done. So sure, I went, I got some food, got back, and the client left. So now it's my turn. Now I'm sitting. She gets me in the room. She sits me on the seat, and then she asked me, are you tender-headed? I said, yes. So then she's now unbraiding, taking out the sew-in, and she is rushing through my hair, and she's like, oh, sorry babe, sorry babe, sorry babe. And she then tells the girl at the front desk, oh, call so and so, tell her that you know, she's gonna be charged $30 because she just missed her appointment. She takes me to the bowl. She says, I'm gonna put this treatment for your scalp, and I'm gonna you know, it's gonna help clean your scalp. It's like it had this minty sensation. So she said, I'm gonna leave it on for 10 to 15 minutes. I said, all right, cool. So she puts it on my scalp, and then she leaves. 20 minutes goes by. If you have a sensitive scalp like me, that thing, like, it's very cold, okay? And it started to be very uncomfortable. So I'm sitting there at the sink, and to the left of me, there's a hairstylist as well. She just finished washing 2 people's hair, 2 of them. And I'm still sitting there. I then ask her, can you please get my hairstylist? This thing is getting uncomfortable. So then she goes, she calls the assistant lady. The assistant then tells the hairstylist. Then the hairstylist is supposed to do my hair. She tells the front desk girl to come and wash out the treatment, the scalp treatment. This girl then comes and washes my hair. But mind you, this front desk lady, you can tell she has no experience with hair. So she's washing my hair, and then she asks me, did I get all the product out? I'm like, I have thick hair. I don't know. So I literally had to roll up my sleeves and literally just try to like wash it out myself. At that point, I'm so upset. But I'm just like, man, at least let me. At this point, I gotten this far. I might as well just finish it. So I sit there and I wait another 10 minutes. Mind you, the time the actual hairstylist left me in that bowl with that treatment to the time she finally eventually came was 30-minute time span. Keeping myself calm. She then comes, she comes in like she's running. Oh, okay. So then she does the shampoo wash, and then she puts the conditioner. Then all of a sudden I see her put a steam. I didn't ask for a steam. I didn't pay for a steam. That's not what I paid for. But I'm just like, okay, maybe she's trying to make up for being late. Whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. She puts me in the steam, and I'm sitting there. And as I'm sitting there, I want to cry because I'm like, I've never had service like this. I don't feel like I'm being valued as a customer. I feel very disrespected. Mind you, I got there at 2 p.m. At this point, it's already 5 p.m. 5 p.m. for a what? A sew takedown and a trim. And the sew takedown involved a wash, which I understand. So within a time span, maybe an hour and a half max. And eventually I'm sitting there and I'm getting upset. Like, I'm actually crying at this point. Like, my eyes are getting watery because I'm so mad. So then I tell the girl, the girl at the front desk, she was bringing the towels and organizing the towels. I asked her, can you please just wash this off my head? She was like, hold on, let me go ask her because, you know, that's her boss. She asked the lady, and the lady, I guess, tells her, yeah, go ahead, wash it off. So the girl washes it off my head. And I asked the girl, I said, listen, am I tripping? Like, if somebody, this is my first time here, if somebody makes an appointment at 2 o'clock, right? Like, when is the start time? And she's like, oh, you know, sometimes the stylist likes to book the appointments super close to one another and this and that. And I'm just like, okay. The girl at the front desk, you can tell, I can tell from her eyes, like, she felt bad. And she then offered me, she's like, do you want some water or anything? I'm like, no, I'm okay, thank you. I then grab my stuff and I go, leaving like this. Mind you, I paid my deposit. I got there 10 minutes early. I waited. By the time I got onto the seat, by the time I left, it was already 5 p.m. And she didn't finish washing my hair. She didn't blow dry it. She didn't trim it. So what time was I gonna leave? And then the one person that she was saying that missed her appointment, at what time was, like, it's not adding up to me. And I don't know. I've never had, like I said, I've never had this type of experience before. Anyways, that was my day today. No, she didn't forget. Thursday, I confirmed with her. I even asked her, like, because I know some stylists, you know, you can't, they don't like to touch people's work. They only like to take out sew-ins for only their work. I confirmed with her on Thursday. Then this morning, I then messaged her. I said, hey, where's the appointment? Because I didn't get the address. I seen there was 2 locations. There was a Frisco location. There was an Addison location. And I asked her, can you please send me the address? And only thing she responds is Addison. Now, if you do a Google search of the actual, her company, the name of the brand, the salon suite, it's not even listed as an official website or Google page. I had to literally research and find this address. And I asked her, is this the correct address? And all she did was send me a heart. And that was this morning at 9 a.m. Sorry, I don't.
Look, she got a TikTok.
Look.
She got a TikTok and I wonder if her comments are blowing up. She probably got her comments off at this point.
Oh, I got this text message this morning at 10:40. Right now it's 10:50 a.m. She said that I had no reason to bash her business on TikTok. And that I wasn't charged. I was charged. I have my bank statements. I was charged. And that she'll be praying for me and I'll be hearing from her lawyers. Please, I don't want your prayer. Pray for your business. I don't want your prayer. And saying that I'll be sued for defamation. Like, did she not see me walk out looking like that? Looking crazy? Mind you, I leave and I see her just on the phone, talking, eating, living her best life. Okay. So yeah, guys, this is the response that I got. Not an apology, no remorse, no nothing. So I got this.
Well, months have gone by and still no sign of a lawyer. So I don't know.
I seen a response, but there's a pending transaction that was done yesterday after I left. See, I was vlogging my experience. You know, I'm trying to get into this content creation thing. You know, I have a YouTube channel, so I was trying to vlog my experience of getting my hair done and having it taken down and all of that. Look at the time that I took this video. When I got there, it was 1:52. By the time I got into that seat, it was already 3 o'clock. It was already 3 o'clock. Mind you, I'm very aware that I have a lot of hair. Very aware of that. But at 3:48, she goes ahead and put that scalp treatment. She tells me I'm going to put the scalp treatment for at least 10 to 15 minutes. I said, okay. Mind you, it's 3:48 when she did this. Mind you, it's past 15 minutes. I even gave her extra 5-minute grace period, right? At 4:42, the assistant then finally comes and washes out the scalp treatment. So then I wait, and eventually at 4:48, she then puts me under the steam treatment. So from the time of start of wash to this point, it took about a whole hour. Mind you, This is just condition. Now, we haven't gotten into the blow drying. We haven't done anything. It's almost 5 o'clock. For me, I'm not a confrontational person. I don't do shit for clout. Like, this experience was horrible. And when I did go back to go collect my bundles, I was so upset that I forgot that I left my bundles there. So I went back, and she did not hand me the bundles. I asked the assistant, because I didn't even feel comfortable. I asked the assistant. In fact, I got to the door. The door is locked. I get to the door. She sees me. She's on her phone. She's talking. She's eating. The door is locked. The assistant then comes, open the door for me. And when she opens the door, I ask the assistant, can you please ask her to give me my bundles? I get my bundles and I leave. Not once did she stop and say, I'm sorry. You know, no excuse, not I'm sorry. Like, she did not apologize until we got to this social media, until she finally made that response saying she apologized. But that apology was not genuine at all. And you guys, y'all see that, you know, you seen what she texted me. She's now threatening me, saying she's going to get the lawyers on me. She's going to sue me for defamation. Like, is this professional? Mind you, this is what I booked for. 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. I didn't leave there till 5, and my hair still wasn't done. Anyways, I just want to say thank you to everyone that have been showing me so much love. In fact, when I posted it the first time,
y'all keep saying my tone in the video. I have a tone in the video because I woke up to this on social media. I didn't wake up to, hey, I know you apologized to me and refunded me, but I just wasn't overall pleased with my service. And you have the right to get on the internet and say what you want to say about your experience. Hands down. But don't get on here and say I didn't apologize. I apologized to you yesterday and said, I'm running behind. I'm going to be a minute. You got a sew-in takedown. Normally that comes with a basic shampoo, a blow dry, if that's all someone books. You had your sew-in in for 5 months. From the looks of your page, looks like about 5 months. I took your hair down. You had a lot of new growth and dirt. So I said, you need a detox, a clarifying and a detox. I put that on your head. Those are treatments that take between 10 to 15 minutes each one. That's 30 minutes. So once those come off, well, your takedown took an hour to just take your hair down because you were tender-headed. So, your treatment now, that's 30 minutes. Then, when I shampoo, that's another 10 minutes I'm going to take my time to shampoo your hair. And then, after your shampoo, of course, your hair is tangled very bad because of how long you had your extensions in. So, I told you this may be a little uncomfortable because I have to break through your hair to put the conditioner on there. So I went through, parted your hair in sections, put the conditioner on there, put you under the steamer, told you was going to sit under for 20 minutes so your hair can soften up. So when it does go off, I'll be able to shampoo you properly and you won't be in pain. You said, okay, before the steamer went off, well, let's go back to the treatment. While the treatment was on your hair, you said it was cool and it started burning or something like that you said. Okay. Rinsed it off before your 10 to 15 minutes was up. So then that's when your basic shampoo started. But your deep condition, we're now what? 4:30? Yeah, so we started on you an hour late, which I apologize for the inconvenience of that. So you got in my chair at 3. Took an hour to take your hair down. We're now at 4. Close to 4 o'clock. Your treatments, 15, 20 minutes. We're now 4:15, 4:30. Yeah. So now it's time for your conditioner. That takes 20 minutes to sit on there, to break your hair down. That's another, what I tell you, 20 minutes. So now we're getting closer to 5 o'clock. We are. This is a process. I'm not a machine. I don't work fast like that. I took my time on your hair because you were what? Tender-headed. And this is not to be funny. This is not to be inconsiderate or anything like that. But I apologize several times. And then, after your conditioning treatment, if you would have sit through it, you would have known that you was already refunded. Because that's what I did while you were being conditioning, baby. I had refunded you. But you decided to go ahead and get up and walk out of my salon. So, instead of saying I was unapologetic or I didn't refund you, I did do all of those things. I did. And yeah, I don't know what else. Like I said, I'm sorry that it was your service. You're absolutely right when you walked in. Like I keep saying, I was an hour late starting on you, and I refunded you. Your service was basically free for the inconvenience. Not basically, it was free for the inconvenience of me running an hour behind. But if I would have taken your hair down fast, you would have been in so much pain. You would have lost so much hair. So Sophie, again, Ashley apologizes to you, sweetheart, that this was your experience with me. It wasn't planned. My client before you decided she wanted to add extra hair into her extensions. So that pushed me back a little bit, baby. I'm sorry. I was even running a little bit behind on her. And I apologized to her. And as a matter of fact, she overpaid me. And I called to tell her that yesterday. Do you know you overpaid me? You gave me too much money. So to get on the internet like I'm a bad person and bash me is wild. But you're entitled to your opinion. I'm sorry this was your experience. And I wish you nothing but the best in Dallas, Texas, babe.
Okay, now that we heard from Ashley from Rich and Raw Luxury Hair, I get her. I get where she's coming from. The only thing that I can say is her being an hour late is probably the problem. But having your hair in a sew-in in your hair for 5 months is wild. So, I think Ashley went through her page and made sure, oh, well, let me see when she put that sew-in, because it was pretty dirty. It was really thick, and her hair is very thick, and you could tell by her eyebrows. She got them eyebrows like the dad on American Pie. She got them Angry Bird eyebrows. But shout out to everybody who watching on Twitch. It says, how does a stylist not know if someone is not pleased if they leave without getting their hair done? And I just think that like most I think she knew she messed up. That's why she refunded her money. She knew she messed up. And then even though the girl had a bad experience, her putting it on TikTok, it wasn't defamation. It was just her experience, and you can't really sue somebody for their experience. Even though the takedown would have took an hour, and the wash and the soak and all that stuff, the mint soak, whatever. The hour late is the problem, man. When you have other people in the salon that can do hair and that can help you out, but the hour late was the problem. And that you should have told her. It snowballed from there. You should have told her what's happening. And I think she would have understood. I think the lack of communication when in a situation like that, that makes it worse. It's like, look, I'm running behind. I'm trying to do two things at once. I need to catch up. I need to pay this other person to come in and help me finish. That communication is key when in situations like this. When she said you just sat there and ate and didn't talk back to her, I believe that. Honey Mama says, but she asked her prior to the appointment. Just remind me of what did she ask. She also said, stop double booking clients. This is true, but you can't not double book a client because sometimes you can be finishing up a client and getting another client started if you have an assistant that knows what they're doing. Hey, start washing her hair. Start to take down. Lots of stylists hire people to do the small minimal jobs so they can gain experience. You know, so these hairstylists are getting wild and out of hand. I think it's becoming it's becoming a trend to when you have a bad hair experience to do a TikTok video over it, and that'll get people to their page. And I think they should. Most stylists should embrace the publicity, because if you actually do good hair, then those people will stick around. Some people will try to see it just to see what happens. So, but don't respond. The thing is, once you respond, you make it a thing, and then people look at you different when you respond to. It's like the moon barking back at the dog.